just because you have freedom of speech does not mean you're immune to societal consequence. As a society, have we deteriorated that far where just disagreement about perspectives is a reason to celebrate someone's assassination or a reason to celebrate a husbandless wife, widow, or fatherless children? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tragedy all the way around. People will be talking about this for many decades to come.
Some would say he had a bigger influence than MLK.
Whatever the motivations for killing him, and let's say it was just anger or hate over what his viewpoints are, it's further pushed people towards his viewpoints.
Correct.
Which is the whole irony in this whole situation. The idea that I have to hate somebody in order to prop myself up is what is making us divisive. There's a difference between unity and peacefully coexisting.
Is unity still even a realistic goal, or just a political marketing slogan?
So that's a good question. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the N2N podcast, and I'm your host, Dr. N2N, also known as Ninja or Prolific Ninja by my family and friends. And because my fans are my friends, you can call me Ninja too. This is the N2N podcast, the alpha to the omega, the beginning to the end, talking about life, motivation, drive, success, self-improvement, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. We're going to jump right into it, but just real quick before we do, this is one of those special episodes. Our last POV was so good that we had to do it again, especially in light of the current events. But before we get into that, if you're new to the show, we do four different types of shows. Usually it's myself just talking about 5, 10, 15 minutes about some success topic. We sometimes have guests, and then we sometimes have a prolific Q&A where it's just a question and answer session about life, success, business, opportunity. And then we have prolific POV, which is point of view, which is where we talk about current events. And obviously this is a week to be talking about current events. Before we get into that, if you're new to the show, I start my show as I start my days. When I wake up in the morning, I thank God and the universe for another day to hopefully be great, live to my fullest controllable potential, and inspire just one person to do that for everyone else. So with that, I want to thank you all for listening, liking, commenting, following, sharing, just doing everything to support the show. I do this for free with my own money, with my own time, with the people here that put this together for you. And so the only way we grow the show together, which we've been growing tremendously, is through your contribution, which we do this on a karmic exchange. If you learn something or find value in this show or any other show, you owe me a karmic debt, believe it or not. And to repay that debt, please do share the show. If you learn some value, you learn some humor, you got anything out of it, just 0.01%, please do share the show to restore that karmic balance. And I like to say, if you're knowledgeable, share the show. That's how we grow. So with that, we're going to jump right into it. Serious events this week with prolific point of view or prolific POV. I'm joined here with my producer, the guy that's been with me since day one, scrambling about with his backpack. Now he's driving a Porsche around town. Arib Mirza with Focus Vid. Arib, welcome to the show, man. Good to see you again. Man, 2 times in 1 month, dude. What fortune do we have to have this blessing?
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. Appreciate you joining today on this prolific POV. If you want to follow Arib and all of his business content related to production, videography, photography, you can find him at
Arib Mirza.
Arib Mirza, Mirza on Instagram. Let's go straight into it. Prolific POV. Obviously, I'm gonna guess Charlie Kirk's assassination is going to be a topic.
Yeah, so at the time of this recording, September 16th, of course, it's been 6 days now since, the event actually occurred. And we've had a lot of things that have surfaced up. Of course, the actual person who did it. And then also a lot of just conspiracies, like 20,000 of them at this point. Like, hey, maybe it was set up by a country. I'm not going to name the country. Maybe it was set up by a party. Maybe it was set up by like an influencer. So we can start off with pretty much the event by itself. What are your thoughts and what were you doing at that moment in time and how did you react to it?
Man, it's first off, it's a tragic event. My sympathies go out to the wife and 2 kids. I think 2 daughters he has now without a husband and without a father. Having a young daughter myself, I mean, that actually is what impacted me the most. And we can get into that. But what I actually watched this kind of in real time. I forgot where I was. I think I was at the law firm. And as I'm scrolling through news, something about Charlie Kirk. Did you hear what happened to Charlie Kirk? And I'm like, well, what happened to Charlie Kirk? And then, all the feeds come up. And because of social media, the actual death sequence came out very quick. And I wouldn't say I was traumatized, but I was taken aback because when I was in law school, I remember it clearly, went to a breakfast meeting with an angel investor, came home to pick up my books to drive to law school, and that was the same moment that 9/11 happened.
Wow.
Almost to the date. I mean, obviously September 10th, September 11th. That's when 9/11 happened. And so I was glued to my television. And I didn't even go to school. Glued to my television.
It was 25 years ago.
It was 25 years ago, exactly. Almost, yeah, to the T. And just I couldn't believe it. It's like you see it, but you couldn't believe it. Like the processing.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe this is happening. This, it's not like you're thinking this could be fake or whatever, which, I don't want to get into 9/11 theories, but it got in. So I repeated that same emotional sequence, seeing the Charlie Kirk thing go down. The only difference was 9/11 happened over a course of hours, right? It was
a whole event.
It was a whole event.
Yeah.
The first plane, the second plane, everybody just can't believe planes, and then you had to deal with the buildings crumbling.
Correct.
Several minutes later, and then the aftermath of that. This here was just a bam, one person died, was assassinated, and then but the emotional, I don't want to say trauma because I'm not traumatized like that, but the psychological disbelief or suspension of belief, that felt exactly the same. And so my reaction was, it's tragic.
Yeah.
Tragic. I mean, I immediately saw videos of him on the beach with his daughter, him on a set of, I want to say Good Morning America, whatever, and his daughter's running out. And so that actually punched it more home to me than the actual shooting itself. Obviously, I'm, having a daughter myself, a young daughter who, you just, if you're not a parent, you wouldn't know. And if you're not a parent to a daughter, you wouldn't know either as a father.
Yeah.
And so that's the tragedy here. And then the flip side is, trying to figure out why it happened or what exactly happened. I'm seeing now 6 days later, multiple camera angles, different,
When he got shot, like, did you already know on the spot or?
Oh, I knew he was dead.
Yeah.
I knew he was dead because I actually thought he got shot through the throat the first time because I saw the exit come through.
It wasn't the neck though, right?
Well, the exit was through the neck.
Okay.
So, or kind of the lower upper neck area. And so I thought he got shot one side to the other. And that, you're hitting major arteries, so you're dead. But apparently this is going through the chest. It went through the chest, and I guess the bullet ricocheted around and exited the neck. And even in that case, I knew he was short-lived. There's no way to survive something like that.
Yeah, but still, like, people had that glimpse of hope because people said that we found a pulse. So that was a moment of relief.
Yeah.
But it was a very small moment of relief.
No, I don't. Again, people think bullets travel like straight line, but once it hits something, it's ricocheting all around, like in your body. So it's actually, when it hits, most often it's kind of spinning or twisting because of the forces, and so it's shredding up everything.
Wow.
Especially that kind of bullet caliber. Not that I'm a munitions expert or a shooting expert, but that's what I've seen from a medical standpoint. And I think there's no way to survive something like that.
And of course, I don't want to go into, of course, there's been like a lot of talks and podcasts already about this, about the killer and stuff. I want to talk more about kind of like the country state and like how this is being seen as an okay thing to do. Just because someone's ideas are different than yours, people are celebrating someone's.
Yeah, that's the more concerning part. Correct. As a society, have we deteriorated that far where just a disagreement about perspectives is a reason to celebrate someone's assassination, or a reason to celebrate now a husbandless wife, widow, or fatherless children? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a tragedy all the way around. One thing's for sure is there haven't been riots. There hasn't been more destruction of the country. However, there's been, from the really, really far radical side of the left, ridiculing and posting some, not so friendly comments to flat out, violent, like being violent over the fact that somebody they wanted dead was dead. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. All over a difference of perspective.
Correct.
Yeah. I always look at it like if it was reversed, how would it look, right? If it was, I don't know, somebody celebrated on the far radical left that got assassinated, what would have happened?
Yeah.
Here, you had a lot of church vigils, a lot of prayer, a lot of stadiums, in prayer. If you really scroll certain accounts, you'll see the effect this has had. Actually, globally, like I think I saw some vigil in Korea, all across Europe. Thousands and thousands of people. Which is the great irony here, which is silencing somebody, assassinating somebody for their message only made their message explode further by a magnitude.
Do you think there would be riots if it was the other way around?
Well, the comparable would be like, for example, George Floyd.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Right,
that,
like, yeah. or who is that? In St. Louis, whatever, hands up, whatever. Back then,
I think so. Yeah.
In either case,
we'll play the footage.
Yeah, in either case, if it were reversed, I think there would be massive rioting, in my opinion. And so, violence is always the tool of last resort. Meaning, if you have no more logical arguments to make or rational arguments to make, you resort to violence because you have nothing left to say. So let's just fight. And so the fact that it took an assassination to silence somebody means, that whoever that person was, and this is an alleged suspect that they caught, whoever that person that pulled the trigger had no other option but to pull the trigger in order to counterweigh whatever arguments or positions Charlie Kirk put forward.
That makes sense.
That makes sense, right? Like, if you and I were arguing and then, I have no more arguments, so what am I going to do? I'm going to start insulting you.
Yeah. It leads to
versus appealing to rational, common sense. So I'm just going to start insulting you, and if that doesn't work, then I'm going to start getting violent because it's like throwing a temper tantrum. I have nothing left to say, so let me just get physical.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. Like, there was because if you actually watch videos of his debates with trans people, with LGBTQ, whatever, with black people, Asian people, it was always just a simple debate.
Yeah.
It was express your viewpoint, counterpoint, point. And ultimately, I think the bigger issue, or not the issue, but I shouldn't say. Actually, it is an issue. The bigger issue is that he would always wrap his positions around his spirituality as well, which was very deep rooted in Christianity. Yeah. And, killing somebody for that type of faith and value system is tragic.
Yeah, I think also, like, USA as a whole, like, one of the main things we pride ourselves in is the freedom of speech. So whoever celebrated or celebrates, of course, Charlie dying, like, of course, whatever he said or whatever he practiced was an act of freedom of speech. He, of course, took it to the extreme levels, but it was still what the United States as a whole is known for. So I think people who celebrated his death, I think they should just, they're just not with the United States message. Like,
they certainly don't live with the values of the United States. Well, let me hang on. I would respectfully disagree in one way.
Yeah.
Is that, yes, it's the First Amendment. We have freedom of speech, religion, etc. However, you cannot. It's like you can't yell fire in a theater. That's the classic law example of the boundaries of freedom of speech. You cannot create a danger situation through your freedom of speech. Like, I've seen situations where during a vigil, whoever it is being inflammatory is causing a situation. And that in itself is the bounds of freedom of speech, right? The people who are celebrating his death, they're free to celebrate his death.
Yeah.
Right? If that's your personal opinion, that's why we're in America. However, you can't be in a situation where you're inflaming other people, causing, basically a counter riot through your inflammation.
Yeah.
But secondly, before you go on, just because you have freedom of speech does not mean you're immune to societal consequence.
Correct.
You may not be breaking the law, but there's all these people now losing their jobs, and people say it's unfair, it's freedom of speech. However, that's private market.
No.
If you are violating the code of conduct or a code of ethics of a private company or a private university or whatever, you can be terminated for whatever reason. And so just because you have freedom of speech doesn't mean you are immune to societal consequence.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of these people, I think it's in the several hundreds now, are being fired, laid off just because they posted of whatever they posted. And, that's, you fuck around, you find out. I mean, some things might be better left unsaid on how you feel. So why make it a spectacle on celebrating somebody's assassination? I mean, if you really hated the dude, you should be like, okay, man, he got what he deserved and move on with your life.
Exactly.
But to hold it so tightly to your being, I mean, I think there's something unstable about your mental status when you have to celebrate someone's assassination.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like there's something unstable there or unmatched with reality that you're celebrating somebody that got assassinated very publicly in front of his family and kids. They were there, and you're happy about it just because they have a different viewpoint than you.
Yeah.
Like mentally, there's something not right.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, because the whole premise of me saying that as well is like, just because of your ideas, like if it's Charlie Kirk, it's fine because he's of course a well-known figure, but an average person, like just because of his ideas, like there's no value put towards like life at this point, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I don't get that. Like,
so, for example, right now it's like America, of course, is divided like 50-50 pretty much, like Republic, Democrats. Well,
I think it's further.
It might be further.
I think it's further now because of this event. Like I've seen many posts where people, even young Gen Zs, are leaving the Democratic Party because of this, because of the inflammatory reactions to it. Doesn't represent, viscerally, it doesn't represent humanity in my mind.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, like people don't value your life just because of the ideas you have. Like they're fine you dying.
I mean, you should be.
I was like, oh, he died. That was tragic, but he had these views, so we don't care.
I think it's worse than that. The very ones that are being inflammatory is he got assassinated. He died because of his views, and he got what he deserved, and we're better off for him without him being here. That's a very extreme way to look at it that I think is unbalanced, because views should be celebrated. I always look, and I always look for the counter view to my view in any situation. Like if anybody's got a counter opposing view, I want that because it helps sharpen my mind. In other words, my ideas might not be the best, so give me the counter view and maybe I could buy into that. Like having that open-mindedness.
Yeah. But
to celebrate a death because the views are opposite. And here's the thing, is that it's just an opposing view. Like
exactly.
Charlie Kirk never did anything.
Exactly.
He's not.
It's just a view.
It's just a view.
It's
just an opinion.
Yeah.
Or a perspective on life. Just because I don't agree, I'm like, okay. If I don't agree with somebody's view, I'll just interact less with that person.
Exactly.
So the point is if these extreme people disagreed with Charlie Kirk, why not just look the other way and go hang out with your own tribe?
Yeah.
Why buy into the anger that you have? And that's where the imbalance is, I think, is, just there's something, I don't know. I just can't envision a mental state where you're just like I hate him so much, but I want to listen to him so much because that makes me hate him more, so that I hate him enough to want to have him die.
Yeah, like the words that are coming out of his mouth.
That's just like, oh man, this fire is burning my hand, but let me stick my whole arm in there.
Exactly.
Right? Like that makes no sense. And so, it's an unfortunate scenario in the United States, but I see
a light.
I don't want to say a light, but I see a movement that, again, whatever the motivations for killing him, and let's say it was just anger or hate over what his viewpoints are.
Yeah.
It's further pushed people towards his viewpoints.
Correct.
Which is the whole irony in this whole situation. That
also religion.
And religiously, religiously, spiritually, like it's, I've seen posts where people gave up on church and they got dressed up for Sunday church this last weekend. So I'm obviously not a religious person, but it's moving things to the exact opposite effect of shutting him up. Like having him be alive and speaking, it had less of effect of his message than actually assassinating him. And moving further, I think in history and time, this will be close to almost on par to the assassination of MLK.
Yeah.
It's going to have that societal effect. People will be talking about this for many decades to come.
Some would say he had a bigger influence than MLK. Just numbers wise.
Numbers wise, probably. Well, I mean, the population has grown, right?
And the access to media,
and access and social media, and the speed at which your communications can go out.
If you go look at MLK speeches, I'm pretty sure we only know like 2 on the top of our head.
Yeah,
but there's not much media we can consume of MLK. Like Charlie Kirk, there's hours.
I would say the MLK speech for
I Have a Dream, I Have a Dream, or
I would say his speeches were very effective for civil rights.
Correct.
Right, obviously, but I think Charlie Kirk's legacy will affect the political power in a very significant way.
Yeah, and it's not us saying like one's better than the other.
No, definitely not comparing. But I'm saying it'll be historically viewed at almost the same level. If you peel back the racial overtones, the effect of his assassination.
Yeah.
Right. The ripple effect of his assassination will be on par with the ripple effect of what MLK's assassination.
All they did was make the party even stronger.
It would make the message even stronger.
The message is
right. So I would think the thought process went, if his message were so strong that someone had to kill him, people that weren't aware of him were like, well, there must be something here. There must be something here. And so that's what's pulling people in. And as they see more videos and more videos and more videos. Now there's plenty of high prominent people throwing a lot of, conspiracy theories. Like I saw one just now before the podcast where Nick Fuentes, he's like, he has on good sources that Charlie turned down $150 million to go even more pro Middle East country, and the fact that he turned it down made a lot of enemies of a certain political state. And he turned down a visit to talk about it more. And he's like, nope, I'm not going to do it. And maybe that,
But why a public assassination then? Why not just he's driving, he got shot?
To deter other people.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're not even trying to hide it.
Anything made public is to be made an example of, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to be willing, if you're going to dare speak out against the powers that be ready for this to might happen to you. Yeah. Apparently, according to this conspiracy theory, I shouldn't say that online, but there is an unalive list in order to stay on YouTube. We'll edit that out, but there's an unalive list of certain individuals that have a very strong position about a certain country that, that who knows? I mean, who knows? We don't know. We're not it's way above our pay grade to know this, but
they make it that obvious though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how coincidental is it? I think, I don't know if it's fact, but the old dude that they first arrested in this situation, right? The dude with his pants down, the old guy said, I have my rights. Read me my rights.
Yeah.
He's the same dude with, I think, the 9/11. Same guy being interviewed for 9/11 when the towers went down. Oh, yeah. I'm not being conspiratorial. I personally think there are bigger motivations than what we're led to believe.
Did you see
I have no basis. It's just a gut instinct.
Did you see the clip where they were doing like hat signals?
Yeah, I've seen 2 clips. There was a dude, the dude in the white doing signals with the hat, and then the next dude next to him in the black doing an arm signal.
Yeah.
And then I've seen an angle where there's a guy, like, pretend I'm Charlie. So the white dude in white behind me, the dude in black over here. And there's another guy off in the white where he pulls his hands up like this. And you see this, and then you see, like, it's almost instantaneous.
Oh, wow.
And it's like close range.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
and from his angle, the shirt goes up. So it's like, and it was immediately after the dude in the black does his signal.
Yeah.
Now, I've also seen a video where, again, the dude in the white with the cell phone does the hat signal. The dude in the black does the arm signal. And then again, off like this direction, if I was Charlie, there's a flash in a stairwell that happens at the same time as the audio of the gunshot occurs. Right? So, I mean, there's so many theories. I mean, here's the thing, man. And then obviously you have these hand videos of the dude running across the roof with the gun, and he jumps off the roof and the gun is left there. So, I mean, just crazy stuff. With all the surveillance, satellite, all this stuff, how do you not know what happened?
That was like, really?
really, like we're relying on handheld cell phones of some randoms capturing the right view. Like, I'm sure somebody or a group of people know exactly what happened based on surveillance, real surveillance. Right? And then secondly is, oh man, I forgot my second point.
Also, the hat signals, like, those are actual signals. Like, people,
well, it's just look at baseball. Like, hey, go steal first base.
No,
you know?
like they teach you this in military. I believe.
Yeah,
I saw like an image where it was like, if you do this, that means like get ready or something.
Like green light, or
green light,
you know, it's whatever. Well, I don't ever serve in the military, but obviously there's nonverbal communication and there's signals and there's all these things, and so, you know, I mean, to not know exactly what happened with all the surveillance and everything that, you know, I mean, it's a college campus. How many security cameras are there?
Yeah, exactly.
How can we don't get footage of that?
Exactly.
Right? And the other thing is that if this was a grander plan and you wanted to get away with it, you want as much misdirection as you possibly can get. Thus, you have the patsy, the old man with the pants down. Maybe you have a dude run across the roof, so then people think it was a sniper, even though it might have been a close range deal.
Why else would he be on roof and running if it's not him? Or is it another diversion? You think?
It's another diversion.
Yeah.
I mean, hypnosis, psychology, like, hey, dude, I need you to hear, if you hear a gunshot, jump off because, you know, don't pull the trigger till I tell you to. He doesn't pull the trigger. Somebody else does. But somebody has a video. I mean, there's so much disjointed dots to connect.
Yeah.
But I do know that if you want to get away with something, you're going to try to misdirect as much as possible.
Yeah.
Right? If you want people to focus off on the truth, you're going to throw out what we call red herrings. Right?
Yeah, especially for the first couple of days, because that's where it's the warmest.
I mean, you know, this whole jet that took off 30 minutes after, went off radar for 30 minutes, and then showed back up on radar again. I mean, what? I mean, listen, with the level of surveillance, with the level of security, satellite imagery, all technology, somebody knows something.
Yeah.
Somebody or some group knows exactly what happened, and they're just not telling. You know,
I think we need to get like, I'm pretty sure Elon will do something. I'm pretty sure in the future where like in these big events, he'll have like a camera hovering around.
No,
so anything that happens, we capture
it's
it.
possible. I mean, on the flip side is sometimes, you know, just like 9/11, what happened after that? The Patriot Act, increased surveillance. Yeah. So maybe after this,
like TSAs.
No, worse than that. I mean, increased surveillance where they can, you know, tap your phones and stuff. Maybe after this, they're going to pass legislation for even more surveillance. So who knows where this is headed? It's just on a very humanistic level. It's very tragic that there's now a husbandless widow and two fatherless children. That's the most tragic aspect.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter, like, you know, a white, black, Republican, Democrat. Like, I don't think this should be celebrated.
No, not at all. At all.
At the end of the day, it's, you know, like you said, it's a
just
husband.
Ideal. Yeah,
it's a dude who lost his daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently he was a good dude. Like, if people say he was hateful, if you actually watch him videos, candid videos, hateful people don't act like he does. Like, hateful people generally are hateful to everybody.
Correct.
like, you know, like you would disrespect the janitor and disrespect your server and disrespect, like they're just go around with this angry mode. That's hateful people. If you see him, he's always smiling, laughing. You know, everybody around him was, you know, in good spirits.
He's very straightforward with his points.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't,
Yeah, it's incongruent with the idea that he was a hateful person. And apparently everybody around him that was close, you know, enjoyed his presence. So who knows? It's just unfortunate.
Yeah, but just TLDR, like husband, father. Yeah,
what does TLDR mean, man? I'm out of. What is TLDR?
I don't even know. I just said
truth. TLDR. What? Hey, what does TLDR mean? Okay. Anyway,
let me check it out. Too long didn't read.
Too long
didn't read.
Didn't read. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I mean. All right. So that, I mean,
we have a question.
I'm sure we're gonna come back to Charlie Kirk again in the weeks and months to come.
Okay. We have 3 questions.
All right.
So we'll have like a Q&A session.
Like a fast rapid fire.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go.
Well, not rapid fire. We can still take your time. Is unity still even a realistic goal or just a political marketing slogan?
So that's a good question.
I'm assuming this is between parties, which
or fact, whatever. Is it? I don't.
Not in the foreseeable future.
Well, that's my point. That's my point. I don't think so until we can get over the superficial issues, race, color, background, our egos. See, to have unity, you have to have a little bit of humility.
Yeah. You
have to have an openness to say, well, maybe my ideas aren't the best. Maybe I'm not number one.
Openness.
Yeah. Openness. But I don't think there's enough openness now in order to bring unity. I think there's still division over income status or race or.
I think people just want to be white now instead of.
Well, and then the problem is that
for the truth.
And the problem is that a lot of people buy into the stereotype. I mean, just like there's Asians and then there's, you know, what I call chinks. There's white people and then there's white trash kind of vibes. You know, there's respectful black communities and then you have the other side. There's that. And sometimes people buy into the negative stereotype.
The identity.
Yeah. They take on that identity, which then further is divisive. Right? Like when my parents came to America, it was the melting pot. You maintained your own ethnic identity, but you bought into the American culture. Right? Right? You still could be yourself, but you contributed to the culture that is America.
Yeah.
Versus
now it's different.
Versus coming in with your own identity and then making America your cultural. Yeah. Like trying to change America's culture to your culture.
Changing the environment around you. Yeah.
Right. See, there's a subtle distinction that people don't get. And now that it's changing the American culture to the immigrants' culture is creating even more divisiveness. And so unity for now, unfortunately, until we can get past these base divisive over sexual identity and race and color and all that. I mean, we can't have the deeper conversation. We can't express the best solutions for advancement of our culture, of our society. But that's humanity, man. That's the fun of humanity, right?
Yeah. Gen Z actually has like a pretty big surge and like just conservative views now.
Well, and I'm not saying conservative views are the best. Yeah. I mean, there's on the flip side, there's like these ultra conservative Bible beater, believe in God or you're my enemy type people, or believe in Jesus, and if not, you're going to hell and I can't help you.
I think extreme of anything.
Extreme of anything is what's the problem,
especially in the United States. Yeah.
And so unity, as much as I would appreciate it, I honestly don't want it though, because it's our differences that makes us unique.
Yeah.
Right. So do we really want to come to a point where everybody is the same? I don't think so. Everybody should maintain their own identity. It's just the infringement on other people's rights is what is being divisive. Right? Like the idea that I have to hate somebody in order to prop myself up is what is making us divisive. Like if there's a difference between unity and peacefully coexisting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We don't have to be unified to peacefully coexist. But the problem is people identify differences so stark that they have to put somebody else down to lift themselves up.
Correct.
And that's the problem. Versus, hey, you be you, I'll be me. When we can come together, we can come together. When we need to be different, we can be different.
Yeah. I mean, we have examples of other countries too, like Russia, I guess.
Well, I mean, Russia has the government hand, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like it's quote unquote unified, but it's unified by choice.
It's unified by lack of choice.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think the goal should be peaceful coexistence, not unity. Right? Unity requires conformity, and some people just don't do that. But if we can, I've got friends that are very hood, and we coexist. We no disrespect. We talk. We have fun. And then at the end of the day, they go be themselves, and I go be me.
Yeah.
Right. And so that I think the goal again should be peaceful coexistence and not unity of thought or unity of values. That doesn't make sense. Well, I shouldn't say it doesn't make sense, but that shouldn't be a goal.
Yeah.
So,
all right, next question. This is a little different, like pretty much off topic. Well, not really, but what is the American dream to you? Is it real? Is it even attainable?
Man, we shifted from POV to Q&A, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
So you get a special. You get a blend of both. The American dream should be an abundance of opportunity for you to succeed, however you define success.
What do you think about the default one, where they put material in there? Like you have a house, you have a...
No. No, that's the old school version.
Yeah.
I mean, if everybody has equal opportunity, which everybody does, then the American dream still exists. And based on entrepreneurialism and everybody, the hustle culture that is, that I see, maybe I get a imbalanced view of it. It's thriving.
Mm-hmm.
It's thriving with AI, with the tools you have in your phone and in your laptop. You can realize the American dream. You can capture the opportunity. It's just, do you have a willingness to do it? That's the difference. Most people don't have the willingness. So I think the American dream, as defined by the opportunity to achieve what you wanted to achieve to the level that you want to achieve it, is readily available.
Yeah, and that's the beautiful thing about just our country. And of course, I know there's United States is just even more attainable. Like if you're willing to put in the work, like you can actually just do anything.
Absolutely.
There's not much freedom that we have here in the United States and other countries, and people don't realize this until they visit those countries.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
1,000%. Now, the only thing that can kill the American dream is, if the cost of living and expenses gets too high.
Correct.
I mean, I've visited with several people recently in the last week where like, dude, I'm going to move to Asia because I can buy a 3-bedroom penthouse for $100,000 and do my online business from there. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense to me. Right? Like versus, $5 million here. So
like 2-story bed.
Yeah. So there's economics that could prevent it, but the opportunity still exists to be as successful as you want to be.
Nice. Okay. Last one.
It's supposed to be current events, dude.
Yeah. I mean, the Ukraine girl, that one's still trending.
Yeah, that's also tragic. You know what's more tragic is if you watch the whole footage. That one was a race thing. Charlotte, North Carolina, very.
How do you think the world would have reacted if it was the other way around?
Oh, again, George Floyd.
Yeah.
Riots all over the place.
100%.
Yeah. Now, so it's the interesting thing because she got stabbed. The alleged stabber, I would say quote alleged, but we know who stabbed her, left, and there were 3 or 4 also African black people sitting next to her who just left and rendered no aid.
Yeah, like literally nobody.
They looked at her and just walked off the bus.
Like nobody did anything.
Nobody helped until another young black gentleman came in to her aid. So props to that guy. But that's the issue. It's so divisive that you can't even help somebody clearly needing help.
But for the people who didn't help, was it kind of like, okay, I'm gonna stay out of the situation thing, or was it a race thing?
It doesn't matter. The right thing to do is stand up, to do something.
Yeah.
You don't just leave somebody behind that just got stabbed. So, I mean, that's an unfortunate situation. And I think the judge is trying to get this guy off on mental instability issues. Yeah, but if you go back, he was arrested 14 times before, and set free by a judge who's not even a lawyer. Like, there's some magistrate law in North Carolina where you can be a judge without knowing law, apparently. Wow. And so she, so it's a very convoluted situation. But that's votes matter, bro. Like that's where you live and your societal construct around you matter. So you got to choose very, very wisely.
Yeah, I mean, how do you even feel about that thing? So, for example, we know it would have been a completely different case if it was the reverse way around. Like, it would have been riots. It would have been like a complete, chaos in the country. So,
well, there was zero media coverage, right? The way it was, zero until Elon put it. Like, thank God Elon bought Twitter.
Yeah, but it's just to the point where that the color has differences. Like, if just because you're white, and then you get harmed, like, people will care less because.
I wouldn't say people would care less, because people still cared after the fact. Once the news got out, it's new. Okay, so
care less as in, like, there wasn't enough coverage to.
Well, the coverage is propaganda.
Yeah,
news is people don't understand, and I have the benefit of coming from Vietnam, knowing that propaganda exists. Most people don't believe propaganda exists. The news is the news, must be true, but there's true propaganda to push society in certain ways. Look up the Overton window and what that actually means. That's homework for you all. Look up Overton window, and there's a way to craft the message. It's basically shaping issues around what is just at the edge of acceptability so that you can push that edge even further the next time around, right? So I am keenly aware of propaganda. So I look at news with a cynical eye. Like, what is the real reason this message is coming out? But then secondly, I also grew up in an era of racism, right? We're coming from the Vietnam War. So the Vietnam War was not very popular in America. So being Vietnamese in a period where America just lost the war, that was not very popular. So I grew up with an awareness around race, right? A sensitivity around that. Understanding that you can't be at the wrong place at the wrong time or something bad's going to happen. And because she was a Ukrainian refugee, is on her, but also not on her to have selected the seat she selected, right? It's just, I'm not being racist. I'm not being hypercritical, but, violence exists everywhere. And if you're the odd person out on a situation where everybody else is the same, you're going to be viewed differently.
Yeah.
Right? So why interject yourself into that scenario? Short for saying, like, okay, you see several black people, right? And not that you're profiling, but the facts are the facts. Sometimes there's a lot more crime in high density black areas, and you happen to be a frail, white, blonde girl. Why put yourself into that scenario?
Correct.
Take the next bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously, she's European. She's coming from a country where she doesn't know the culture as well. Maybe, I don't know. But that's how,
Yeah. This is a sad occurrence.
It's a sad occurrence. And the fact that it didn't get news coverage, sadder. That the justice system over there in North Carolina,
I mean, it's all this is doing is like putting things on the table even more. Like, it's becoming way too transparent. Like, people are already waking up to the fact that, news is a lot more BS now. But all these events just put kind of like layers on top of it that, okay, maybe we shouldn't look at the news. Maybe we should look at like other outlets. So even like Elon, like you said, has like X. We have like a lot of these podcasts, a lot of these, independent creators that are spreading the truth. So all this is doing is just kind of like putting more fuel on the fire in terms of just growing and helping the other side.
Well, sense. I don't even know that it's even spewing the truth, because the truth is ultimately what you decide what the truth is. So for me, I use social media to get viewpoints.
Yeah.
Not that whatever anybody says online is the truth. And then I decide for myself what I think the truth is until I'm proven wrong, right? So it could be Nick Fuentes. It could be, I don't know, anyone on The View. They can spew as much whatever they want to view as the truth is, and I'll decide for myself what the truth is. So I think in today's day and age, and especially with AI, you just can't take things at face value, especially knowing what propaganda is. Like propaganda exists. So that's why in a world of AI, critical thinking is a very, very, very important skill to possess or learn to possess. And to think critically and to question everything is very, very important.
It's like extremely important.
It's extremely important.
Like, I don't think people understand. Like, just by having a question of why and how this is done, like, you can literally change the trajectory of your entire life.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
That's it.
Man, so we got a quasi POV, a quasi Q&A.
Well, we had one fun question in there, but we kept it pretty political. We had Charlie Kirk, we had the state of the country, and we of course had
the American dream. And I guess we'll
Yeah.
call it POV. So with that, thank you all for listening and watching. Again, we do this on a karmic exchange. So if you learned anything, and I'm sure you did, or had a viewpoint, or maybe change your mind a little bit, or reinforce your ideas already, please do share the show. We do this on a karmic exchange, so don't owe me any karma. Don't want it. I don't want that burden of carrying your karma that you owe me. So please do share the show. And for those of you all that are sharing the show and are liking and providing feedback, following and commenting, thank you very much. I'm going to end the show as I end my day, which is when I go to sleep at night. Before I close my eyes, I thank God and the universe, express a lot of love to the universe because I want that love back. And with that, thank you for the love and thank you for sharing the show. We look forward to bringing you another episode very, very soon. But for now, be great, but be even more grateful. Areeb, thank you very much, brother.